just published a young adult book called Fish in a Tree.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard it?
I have not. It looks
It
good
is
though.
so good. Todd's
I'm gonna
gonna
write
buy. I just texted Todd. I'm like, could you please buy this for me, for my kids?
I'm gonna write down right now. Fish in a tree. Okay.
Yeah. It's so
Very
good.
good. Good, good. All right,
So
well
if you
we'll go
buy
ahead and
it
get
for me, I'll send you a copy.
okay, awesome. I love that. I will go ahead and get started. First off, we are recording this, so I will tell you that, Robin. I always like to tell people you are being recorded, but they'll only see you at the very bottom of the screen.
Okay.
So,
So I
and if
should
you
put
have,
not put my wine glass to my lips because that's what I do. I have
yeah,
that.
yeah, or just turn your webcam off for that. What I'll do if for some reason you can't see my screen or you're having issues, just chime in so I know. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you should see the InfoHio home screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about InfoHio and some resources for kindergarten through grade 3. And InfoHio, if you do not know, is a free resource purchased through the State Library of Ohio. And what InfoHio does is they basically go out and they approach database vendors, and we get, because it's a state resource and everyone in the state gets it, we get discounted pricing and all that type of stuff. But it's free for anyone that lives and works in the state of Ohio.
Okay.
And it's free for all the schools, and all the teachers can use it and that type of thing. There is a username and password, and I did email you, Robin,
I
with
have
that
that.
information. The reason we can't publicize that is, again, because it's a state of Ohio resource, and because someone from another state could be watching this and could utilize InfoHio's resources. So that's
Okay.
kind of why we do that. Info Now has a new um, thing that they do where that you can actually go in and right down here you can actually get a password. So if for students for some reason don't have that information, they can go in and insert a few questions like what's their school's name, what's their name, all that type of thing,
But
and
I
then it
can't
will.
give. It's not just teacher. I can give it to students.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and please do. Yeah, please pass it around. We just ask that it's not publicly put anywhere. So it's not on your website publicly or on any handouts that go uploaded to like your website or anything.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do when you get here is you're going to click on the pre-K to 5 resource, because that's kind of where we're going to go in. And for this, you're going to see kind of the menu of different options as I scroll down.
Right.
And with these range, but again, most of these are going to be between pre-K and grades 5. Some are going to be a little bit more advanced, and I'll tell you about those in just a minute. The first one I'm going to walk you through is Biography Reference Bank. And this one really is great. This is where I'm going to get prompted. Now at school, though, the students will not have to enter this in. It's only for at-home use.
Oh, really?
So it recognizes our IP address at school, which is nice. And InfoHio over the summer did a little bit of an update. So now when you go in through InfoHio, you actually have to click on a second little screen where it says click here. So you actually click on it, log in, and then you click again in there. From here, this is actually EBSCOhost, which is one of the largest databases in the country, and EBSCOhost, most universities subscribe to EBSCOhost. So I always like to tell even the middle school and high school students that if you hear EBSCOhost, you know that it's a reliable resource because
Okay.
it's purchased. Most universities have a subscription, and they teach students their freshman year in college how to use this database.
Okay.
So we are in Biography Reference Bank. And how we know that is it says right here, searching Biography Reference Bank. So from
Okay.
here, I'm just going to type in someone. So I'm going to type in Swift, comma, Taylor. And this is a great lesson for students too, because they're used to searching Taylor Swift.
Right.
Well, a true database search for biography would be last name, comma, first name. When I search for Taylor Swift, I'm going to get some information. A lot of this is going to be they're going to indicate exactly what the source is here on the left. So this is a biography article. This is a periodical article, more periodicals. So this in itself could be a lesson with students in terms of what is a periodical source, what's a biography source, and you can even search for just full text articles, which I always tell students at the high school to do this because nothing's worse than finding a great article and then you don't actually have the full text to it,
Okay.
which it doesn't happen a whole lot with EBSCO, but there are a few instances where the article is not available in full text. From here, if the student just clicks on the link, then it will take them to the article about that person. What's really nice with this, if you have English as a second language students or even students who want it read to them, it allows you to do that in EBSCOhost. So you can choose a language and it will translate the article and it will also read that article to them.
That's
So
great.
yeah, so that's kind of an added bonus that you don't get with general websites. The other thing I really like about this is it gives you citation information, and over here on the right, I'm going to scroll up, it also gives you the option you can actually email this article, you can print this article, you can save the article. To save the article, you can create an account with this, which is just a username and a password if you want to do that. Most of our students do not feel the need to do that. The permalink is a good one, especially if you're doing a type of research paper where you want the students to kind of bookmark links. So this would be the link that the students would click on, and it's going to take them right to this article. So it's not going to take them to the general EBSCOhost site. It's going to actually take them to the article.
Okay.
So that's something nice to know over here on the right. It's permalink. Cite, if they click cite, it gives you all the different formats to cite. So you're going to get MLA, you're going to get APA, and all of those other fun things.
Oh, my kids would be thrilled
Yeah, so
with
that's
that.
another thing that I always tell students. INFOHIO is a great resource because it cites for you, and it helps them kind of realize that this is a valuable resource because it does that for them.
Yeah.
So that's Biography Reference Bank. The other thing that I always tell students to do is always pay attention to the links here on the left. What we're seeing here is just a general detailed record. So it's just kind of like an abstract, so it's just going to give us a hint. To get the full article, we actually click HTML full text, and then you'll see we get the full length article.
Okay. What
So
what reading level are these articles typically in? Do you know?
these, let me see, if I do an advanced search, I believe this one actually doesn't give you Lexile. EBSCOhost doesn't. There are a few that will give you the Lexile for these.
Mhm.
For these, I would say that these would probably be, a high end of third grade. I would say these would be kind of, I said K-2 is kind of the thing, but I know a lot of third grade classes do biographies.
They do. They
Yes,
do.
yeah, so I wanted to share this one. Um, it's
But like you said, they does read aloud to you, so that's nice.
Yes, it does. And you can even pick the accent and all that type of thing. And then it will even highlight if you want it to highlight for you. So it gives you that option too. Um, so yeah, I would say this is not something I would, I think it's a higher Lexile than a second, first or second
Yeah,
grader.
definitely.
But I think especially with gifted, it might be a good one.
Hmm.
So that is EBSCOhost. And as you can see, we have 467 articles that have to deal with Taylor Swift. So a lot of these are going to just be reviews of her album and that type of thing. So I always tell students, make sure that it's really going to be an article that you're going to, use that information. The
Hmm.
other thing that they give you are images, that type of thing. So if you click on that, you can find the image. And what's nice is it actually gives you information about the image. Instead of Google Images, which just gives you the image, this actually tells you it's a Getty image. So that kind of helps teach the students how to cite images and all that good stuff. So again, that's Biography Reference Bank is one of the higher ones in the pre-K to 5 kind of menu.
What
The
do you mean
next,
higher ones, just higher level?
Yeah, yeah. Pre-K through, this is saying pre-K to 5. These are all
Okay.
pre-K to 5 resources. So I would say this would be grades 3 through 5.
Okay.
I would say you could use it. The next one is going to be pre-K to 3. This one is also would be really good for special education classes. We even use this at the middle school. It's called BookFlix, and
Mm-hmm.
this one's a great one. This is a
Yeah.
Scholastic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Todd shared some of this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd check this out.
So with these, I'll skip the intro. Um, so these have all different types. I don't know. Can you hear that background? Them talking, Robin?
No.
No. Okay. Hold on. Let me. Do you hear it now?
No.
Are
Is
you there?
my Yeah, I'm here.
Oh. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to actually play the ebooks, but these are ebooks.
Uh-huh.
And with these, so if I click on adventure, for example, what I really like about BookFlix is it gives you a fiction story and a nonfiction story to pair it with,
Yeah.
which is really, really nice. It also has some books that are available in Spanish. So, for example, this one, Roberto the Insect Architect, and then there's a nonfiction book about termites. So you learn about a fictional thing and then you learn about a nonfiction thing. And if I click go, what it will do is you can actually watch the story, which is actually like a video of the ebook, or you can read the book. So
Okay.
you can do both of those.
That's cool.
And again, they have puzzlers, which this is um, games that you can play afterwards. So after you read the story, you can do games. They have Meet the Author, so you can learn about the author, which I think is nice. You can also listen to that audio. And then the other thing is to explore the web. And what this is kind of like a little pathfinder about,
Yeah.
next steps, what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And up here, there's a resources link,
Yeah.
and these have all the titles that are available.
Love
So
that.
yeah, so if you wanted to just search for these, you could do that. And what's nice is it does give you the Lexile with these.
Okay.
So those are, if you keep scrolling down, it will tell you. It will even tell you the running time of the video if you choose to do that. But this one's good. It's Chato's Kitchen, and then there's Math in the Kitchen. So it definitely pairs that up. So it's a great Common Core resource. And this one actually came out last year. InfoHio began offering this last year, and it's been a huge hit ever since. So this is nice. They also have, award winners, so you can sort by all different types of ways up here at the top, which is a good thing. And it's read. It's read very well. It highlights as you read it, and you can turn that off or on. So if you have a smartboard, you can utilize that with the smartboard, and the students can turn the page. So there's just a lot to do with BookFlix,
Okay.
and this is a really good one.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
Do most of the teachers know that and use it? Or, I mean, I don't use that so much because of my what I teach, but it
Yeah.
sounds like this would be invaluable to some
Mhm.
people.
Yes. We shared something out at the beginning of the school year. I
I
want to say
remember
maybe
that.
October about this.
Uh-huh.
And I think some teachers have been utilizing it. I know, like I said, the middle school special education teachers have been liking this a lot because they do read alouds and that type of thing. So this has really helped them. So I think it's just kind of, as teachers have, fit it into their lesson plans, it works out. The next one I'm going to show is digital video collection. And this one really comes in handy because everyone always wants to know where the Bill Nye videos are.
Yeah.
Well, well, Bill Nye is in the digital video collection. They have the Eyes of Nye, which is actually kind of his more advanced series for middle school and high school students. They have that, but they also have the regular. And how you know, because here it says audience ES, which is elementary and middle school. So you can browse these. These are the most viewed titles. But as you can see, there's 2,866 videos in here
Okay.
in digital video collection, and these are all available for streaming. And you can search, you can browse by the topic. So if we just click on Bill Nye, as you can see, we have all these Bill Nyes. So a lot of people have asked us to purchase Bill Nye videos. Well, we don't purchase them because they're available for free through this. They also have lots of The Eyes of Nye, which, as I said, is Bill Nye's second series, talks a little bit more higher level type of things for middle school, high school, that type of thing, having to do with antibiotics, genetics, cloning, all that type of thing. And then they even have some other things about school bus safety and so a lot of science. So they just have a lot in here depending on what your topics you're talking about are, and they're always updating these. And if there's a video that you would like to see in there, InfoHio is always looking for that. So if you click on the contact, you can actually email them and let them know that you would like a certain video, and they can look and see about purchasing that. So that is digital video collection. The next one I'm going to show you is Early World of Learning, which is another pre-K to 3, as BookFlix was. This one is really an early literacy resource. With this one, what you have is you have some different options. So you have some ebooks, you have some other things that, like the Know It section will give you some different things that you can look at, some images, that type of thing. And this is early literacy. So I would say this is pre-K to probably first grade.
Okay.
And there's different options. Let me go back. So Trek's Travels is our ebooks, and Trek is our main character in those. And these are actually through World Book. They also have them available in Spanish. The next one is Welcome to Reading, which are more of kind of beginner type of stories with, like this one's Up We Go. And then they also include images. So they match the images that go with the story. So after the story, you can then look at those. They have these broken down into different levels, depending on your readers. And those are, and they are adding more and more stories to these. So they have some fairy tales, they have some weather titles, some letters, all of that. And again, that's under the read. So that is the read. The play has more type of interactive games. So they have concentration games, multiple choice, they have a sorting game. These are really nice, especially with standardized testing, because students have to drag their mouse and do those type of tools. These come in handy with that. So if you have centers, I know a lot of teachers do some type of literacy center activity. This might be something to pull up and have them play on the computers in the rooms. The next tab is Watch, and these are just going to be about videos. They are for children very young, you know, pre-K and probably even younger would work. But these are just videos, and then at the end they have questions that you can have a discussion with and that type of thing. And then Print and Do. This one is very basic. These are just coloring type of sheets, but they have different sets. So they have different activities based on those. So they have numbers, they have shapes, they have sizes, and they also have them in Spanish. So, and you can print them out, you can make copies of them, all that good stuff.
Okay.
And then there is a teacher tab, but I don't know if I see it. Let me see, I'm going to hide that. Yeah, for educators, if you click on that and then you go to Educator Tools, it really breaks down everything for you. So it tells you what Trek Travels is about, and it gives you all the books, the ebooks that go with that. It gives you a vocab list, and it gives you some more information, and it also talks to you about some videos that go with that. So, and that's all within this. This has World Book came out with this a couple years ago, as because there was a need for more early literacy with InfoHio, and I think this does a good job of kind of offering, you know, an ebook experience, a little bit of, a literacy experience with games, and it gets them kind of using this
Hmm.
and getting comfortable, using the computer for an educational purpose, which I think we need to do more of instead of just, putting an iPad in front of a student.
Yeah,
So, which I see a lot of.
I
So,
see a lot of it too.
yeah.
Well, go on. I'm going to stray, but I don't want to do that because we're being
Okay.
taped.
Okay, so let me go ahead and just keep clicking back because if I'm scared if I go back, I'm going to lose everything. Okay, the next one is Kid Search. This one is for grades 3 through 5, so it's a little bit more advanced, but I definitely wanted to show it because I like that this is kind of an early online encyclopedia experience for students. Students are comfortable using Wikipedia because it's usually the first thing that or second thing that pops up on a Google search, which is great. But because they're no longer making encyclopedias in print, I like Kids Search because it gives them kind of a database feel, a research feel early on. And with this one, they also have a dictionary that's included in this one, which is nice. They can just type in the word if they wanted to do that. So if you wanted to do a type of dictionary exercise. For this, if I click on, for example, geography, I can search within the US, countries of the world, mountains, lakes, and rivers. So I'm going to search all three of them. And I'm just going to type in, for example, deserts. And once I type in deserts and I hit enter, the only thing I don't like about this database is then it gives you the whole breakdown of what you're searching. And for students, they don't understand, especially younger students, they don't understand exactly what these shortcuts and all of that mean. So I just try to tell students to look beyond that and just look at the results. And from here, it looks very much like an EBSCO search. So again, this really shows students how research looks a lot different when you use a database. And I'll look at the very first article. Of course, it always does it by the date. So the most current is going to be up at the top. And if we click on this link, we're going to get the full article. If we just click on this one, we're going to get the abstract. So we're just going to get the citation information, but I'm going to click on this, the full text, to actually get the full article. What is nice about this one is, let me go back to home. There is a way that you can search for Lexile. So if you go to your advanced search and you scroll down, you will see Lexile reading level. And from here, you can actually select which ones you want to have search. And if you
The
hold the,
max it seems to be 1,050. Is that the
what,
max?
yeah, 1050.
Okay.
Yeah, for this one, it's 1050. So if you want to search all of them, you hit your control key on the keyboard and you highlight and click all of them, or you can just click all. If you just want to narrow it down, for example, maybe a 300 to 700, then you do that. If you know an exact score, you can type that in, but you're not going to get a whole lot of results. Again, by clicking full text, you'll get the full text, and then from there, again, you can type in um, and type that in.
Okay.
So I've typed in the wrong deserts, but that's okay. So from here, you're going to get your articles, and then all by Lexile. And again, it's the same type of thing. Some of these are going to be PDF articles as well. So with the PDFs, again, it looks actually like an article. So, and that would be a PDF. It's just been scanned in. So again, that's the Kids Search, and that is an EBSCOhost database. It's one of the early ones. Another thing that you can do with this is search images. I think it's really important for our students to realize that images are copyrighted and that copying and pasting images from Google, if it's a copyrighted image, can result in a legal issue. So I tell students at the high school all the time that people go to court all the time because they are a photographer and they hire attorneys to search the web and find their images on people's websites. So, and that can result in legal issues and legal fines. So searching for copyright-free images is something that I think it's important for digital literacy for our students to kind of get, an idea of how to do that. So one way of doing that is using a database because the images that are on databases, that you're searching are copyright free,
Okay.
which is nice, and they can be used for commercial use, which is important. Searchosaurus is the youngest version of the kid search. So there's Searchosaurus, kid search, and then there's EBSCOhost. So Searchosaurus is very basic. What I like about Searchosaurus, so I would say this would be perfect for, first, second, third grade, depending on the reading level, of course. But what I like about this is right within the home page, you can search for the Lexile level. And I always tell teachers, just because you might not be comfortable with a student searching, at the first grade level for articles, that doesn't mean that you as the teacher can't find a couple articles, print them out, and then
Sure.
have them or scan them in or do something and have them on the smartboard. So I'm going to find, I'll just click all Lexile searches, but I'm going to click on science and math. And from here, it breaks it down into different topics. So if I'm going to look at scientists, for example, what you're going to see in the scientists page is you're just going to find articles that have to do with this. And if I click on the first one, you're going to get to Junior Scholastic magazine. Most of these are going to be scholastic or type of children's encyclopedia articles. But right away, it's going to give you the Lexile. So you might say, oh, that's way too high, and then you'll just move on to the next article. But what's nice about this is the article is actually included. You just scroll down, and then you'll see the whole thing. Or if you want to view it kind of more like an actual article, you can click on PDF, and then you can read it just like it's been scanned into this. So Searchosaurus, I like it again because the Lexiles are there. You can search, and you actually have a copy of the article that you could print out if you wanted to print out, or you can just read it electronically. So this would be something great to put on the smartboard and talk about whatever topic you wanted to talk about within that. And then, again, this is the earliest type of encyclopedia resource that's out there. I also like this because it talks about the top searches, so you know what most students are searching for in Searchosaurus across the world. So because they are using this all over the world, these are the top searches that are popping up. And that changes. So that's always an interesting conversation too. The other one I'm going to show you, did I show? I did Searchosaurus. Robin, if you know of any fourth grade teachers, I did email out information to them about Distoria, which is a free
Yeah.
resource. I don't know if if the teachers have taken advantage of this, but any fourth grade teachers in Ohio can get Storia for free, and it's all ebooks.
I don't think anybody has checked it out, so I'll remind them again this week.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they have to be a fourth grade teacher, and they just have to the teacher sets up an account, and then the students can log in. So so then the students are issued a username and password, and then they sign in. But the teacher has access to all that information once they create an account. Encyclopedias, as I said, are no longer in print, which a lot of people get really, kind of nostalgic about. But there are still some online encyclopedias that are going to be really, really good. World Book Kids is a really good one. This one again has a lot of information on it, and this one has all the different types of activities. It has, or articles I should say, but it also has games and activities. So you can play one of these games. There's just a lot on here. And this is something that even if you're just asking students, to, do a little investigation and, play an animal game. Okay, animal tracks. And then from here, it's going to give them, an activity that they can actually print out and do. So those are nice to do, especially for the if you're looking for a hands-on interactive activity. There's also online games that they can play on here. And these look really great on the smartboard. So there's a lot of dragging and dropping. There's a lot of scrolling. So again, with standardized testing, these are really good. They have different puzzles that the students have to do that are interactive puzzles. So again, on a smart board, that would look really, really nice. They have a flag activity. They have all different, and they're kind of narrowed down by topic. So they have reading and grammar. They have a bobsledding game, which I'm sure would be fun this time of year. And they're always updating those. So these are interactive, and these are ones that you can print out and work with students if you wanted to do that. In terms of articles, these really don't have a lot of articles as much as different type of activities that research can kind of prosper. So if you, for example, this is all science projects. So if you're doing a type of science activity, these are different topics to get the students going. And then if you go back and you actually search, you can actually search for that science topic up here. So for example, if you're doing something with, let me see, ice to water. If you go up here and you can just type in water, and then you're going to find different articles about water. So if you click on that, and then it gives you that. Again, you can hear the text read out loud, which comes really in handy with younger students or ESL type of students. The other thing is they have pictures included with it, which are graphs. And I really like this one because then it even has at the bottom, for more information, see these articles. Because a lot of times students, especially at this age, they say, okay, well, this interests me, now what? Well, right here, if they scroll down, they can actually say, okay, I was really interested in water, now I'm going to read an article about ice. And then it gives you even more information. This also has citation information. So yes, even as young as, first, second grade, you can start getting them, used to, okay, this article, we need to give credit to the people that made this article. And this is what we do. This does give you the Lexile measure. So 830 is this article. And you can, if you go back to the home page, you can do an advanced search, and you can search for Lexile scores or Lexile ranges right here.
Okay.
So that's a nice one too. So again, this is a very basic encyclopedia for kids. Now the advanced one is going to be World Book Student, which again I would say this would be more of 4th and 5th grade. It's a lot more visual in terms of the type of information on here. A lot of students find this overwhelming. But I like this one because this one gives you some research tools. So they actually walk through some of the research processes and help students find different topics and that type of thing, which is nice. This one, again, I would say would be more 4th, 5th, even 6th graders could probably utilize this one. And they also have activities on here too. They have trivia quizzes and different activities for students to do on here. So I have seen some teachers do a type of scavenger hunt with World Book Student or World Book Kids, and they have the students actually walk through and do some type of independent research on a topic of the student's interest. And then the student logs their information, what they learned. This World Book Timelines is a newer one. And this one, I really like the layout of this one because it really has, I think, it's just visual. It's very visual. And if I click on different things, I can read all about different, oh, that's if I stored it. I can actually create a timeline based on different articles. So if I'm doing a famous person, students can create a timeline. They will need to create an account though for that to actually save for future use.
Okay.
And for teachers, they do have some information about how to do this on their site. And if I click on the timeline itself, this one has already been pre-made. It's about Harriet Tubman. But from here, I can actually go in and I can edit this one and then save it to my own account. So they do give you some basic information about her life, and then the students can then create a new event and add that to it, which is nice. And they can color code it, they can add notes. So I know a lot of teachers have asked for timeline type of websites, World Book. I think this one just to get the students used to making a timeline and getting comfortable using it, this is a really good one. And the fact that it's free and it's password protected, so it's going to be a safe resource. So that one's a good one. I'm going to go back to pre-K. The last one I'm going to show you is Discovery Portal, and I love Discovery Portal. This one has really, I'm going to enter in our password for INFOHIO. This one I really like how they have collected the information on here. This one is just basically it's a password protected portal of information on all different types of topics, on websites that are, credible, reliable websites. These are websites that librarians are constantly checking, and you're not going to see a whole lot of ads on the information on here. This also is great for a literacy event. I really like Discovery Portal because they always talk about books and different types of books that the students can be reading.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on elementary resources. Again, they have a middle school section and a high school section. They also have this children's and young adult literature, which is really, really good. So first off, they talk about different things like censorship, audiobooks, all of those. But then they also talk about, grade 3 mystery books, New York State Library summer reading books, different series for children. So this is really good for students who don't really know what to read. So I clicked on the elementary link, and I'm getting favorite kids series. For example, yes, Percy Jackson and the Olympians is very popular. We know that. But what about Ali Finkel, for example? If I click on that, it's going to actually take me to the Ali Finkel website, which is going to tell me about the author. I can actually watch a book trailer about it, and then I can find out more about that. So it's kind of a direct access to the actual website instead of trying to do a Google search on Ali Finkel and then finding things that might not be the best things for what you're looking for. The other thing under other types of literature, I like this because it talks about diversity and multicultural literature articles and that type of thing. They also have audiobook information and where to get that, and recommended audiobooks. So this is something too to just maybe let parents know is out there and let students know if they're old enough, how to get here and to find out some different information. They can also just search if they wanted to search here at the top, and then they're going to get a list of resources based on that search. So again, under elementary, there is an ESL ELL tool, which is really nice. They have all different types of languages on here, and they have the Pledge of Allegiance in different languages, which is nice. The other thing that is on here is they have some writing type of activities on here and some poetries, which is nice. They also have some beginning keyboarding games, sign language information. So they just have a lot on here to the point where I don't even know everything that they have here because they just are constantly adding things. And again, this used to be called InfoHio Rooms or School Rooms or something, and they had changed it to Discovery Portal. And
Okay.
again, this is an Ohio resource, and they're really good at making sure that the websites work. So, for example, if Ali Finkel, that website was changed, they hire personnel to actually go and make sure that the links are still working. Which again, I tell students that means it's a good website if someone's going and making sure that it's there.
Okay.
So those are good, and they have lots of nonfiction topics. Um, lots of lessons on taking good notes, that type of thing. So I always tell teachers, maybe even spend, if you have the last 5 minutes of class one day, and just showing students, hey guys, I have a really good website I want to show you, and this is how you get there, and this is what you can explore, and just kind of letting them have at it, especially with us going one-to-one. I think having more time to allow students to actually get into InfoHio and use the resources during that class time, I think will pay off in the end. And there's just a lot on here, as you can see.
Yeah.
So that again is Discovery Portal, and I'm going to keep clicking back. Let me go back. And I always like to tell students, so I will also tell the webinar, how to find our library catalog, because a lot of students want to look up books at home that we have in our library. So here, if they go to find your library catalog right down here, and they click on that link, and then they scroll down until you find Nordonia. These are all the schools that have catalogs online. So you go to Nordonia Hill City Schools, and then you find the tab, you find your elementary school. So if I'm at Northfield, for example, and it's going to take me right to the cat. So I click on the paw, and then students can search for library books that are in our library. So they can actually do that with INFOHIO, and they do not have to be logged in, which is nice. So they can actually just go to the main page and just click on Find Your Library Catalog. The other thing that I will mention is webinars. Webinars with INFOHIO are really, really, really good. And they are on the educator link and then here on the webinars. And these I really like because they're about an hour long, and INFOHIO brings in some librarians and some other guest speakers to talk about different things. So for example, this one coming up here on Thursday is reimagining the research paper. And they give you really good ideas. You don't have to register. What they do is they actually do archive these. So if you click on recordings, you can actually view them at your convenience. And they're free. And they have all different types of topics. So the story one is up there. If a teacher's not sure how to utilize that one in the classroom, and they have them all archived here for you. And these are just really, really good resources, and they're presented by teachers again or by experts in the field. Have you ever done a webinar, Robin?
Yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Good, very good. And of course, the Blizzard bags are here. Blizzard bags are INFOHIO's way of putting together something for schools that are doing online learning during snow days.
Yeah.
And and they have 4 bags now. If you click on them, this one is the K-3 one, and they have the book flick Snowflake Bentley, and then they have the nonfiction Snow, so they tell you that they want you to read that, and then they give you these different information. I think it's really good how they break it up into, okay, we're going to locate information, we're going to evaluate it, and we're going to apply. That's information literacy skills, and those all are necessary for our students, especially with all the technology that they're using in their classrooms and then at home. So those are nice. So I always like to talk about the Blizzard bags, and in the summer they will do some type of summer activity that's very similar, so that it gives parents kind of something for students to do
Yeah.
during the summer that keeps them kind of connected.
And it's nice that the teachers are recreating. I know that how many had to do it last year, recreate their own.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, to have it all kind of there for them, and the teachers can use what they want or not use what they want, which is also
Right.
nice. And then they also added these high school ones. So before it was just K-8, and then they didn't really have a whole lot for high school, but now they have a whole social media Blizzard bag, which I think, regardless of if it's a snow day or not, I think these are really good activities for students to do. Um,
Can those be
and
put into like a Google Classroom?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, you can actually just, if you even wanted to link it up here, just put the link in your Google
okay.
Classroom. The other thing you can do is on each one of these tabs,
Yeah.
you can use these. And I mean, this is a video the students have to watch, which is nice. But what you could do is you can even customize it and just say, okay, go to this and do questions 1, 2, and 3, and then watch
Okay.
the video.
Okay.
So, you can give that direction and then put the link as well. So yeah, Google Classroom would be good. My suggestion with Google Classroom is to definitely put the username and password with the assignment,
Yeah.
just so it's readily available. And since it's in the classroom and only your students can access it, you can put the username and password for INFOHIO on there,
Okay.
because that's not a public link, because that's
Okay.
just, your students are in there, and that's it. So, but yeah, this I think all of these book flicks, if to put, even book flicks as an enrichment activity in your Google Classroom, um, would be good,
Yeah.
especially for the younger grades where they're trying to kind of start using more Google Classroom, but they don't know how to do that. So just putting a couple links from InfoHio on there is always a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this is super.
do you have any other questions?
I don't. I tried to explore. I think Todd had sent it out recently, and I don't know. I guess I didn't have the username and password to explore further, so I'm good
Mm-hmm.
to go.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, and like I said, there's the 6 through 8, 9 through 12 are also more, and these just have more advanced things in them. There's the Ancestry one, which is really nice. The Ancestry one can only be done at school or at the public library.
Okay.
So actually, it's not an at-home resource, but that's always an exciting one. And these they just get a little bit more advanced as you go up
Yeah.
the grade level bands, but I think there's a lot here, and it's just really kind of taking the time and figuring out what you want to
Yeah.
do with your students. But with the smartboard, I think doing the ebooks is a
Oh
great
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
good. I
so,
can hardly wait to explore some of this.
oh, good, good. All right. Well, let me pop on over here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there I am. Okay. So, yeah. So I guess we'll just wrap up if you have no other questions, Robin.
No,
Okay, and then are you signed up to do the next one?
I don't remember. Is it the 27th?
24th maybe or 22nd?
What is it? I forget. I don't know if I don't
It's
have my.
all it's resources that I learned about at my tech conference. I went to that OETC conference.
I don't remember if
Um,
I've signed up but or not, but
yes.
I probably did.
Okay, yeah, it's the 24th. I think you did. I think you signed up for both of them. So I'll send you guys out an email. But yes, the 24th, and we're gonna have a couple guests talk about what they learned as well at the tech conference. There's some really cool apps, some really cool resources that are free for teachers. So that will
Great,
be a good one. So
great.
all right, okay.
Well, Angela,
Well,
as always, I appreciate it.
oh, thank you, Robin. Thank you very much. All right, well, we'll go ahead and end. Have a good night and
Okay.
stay very warm. Stay warm.
All right, take care. Thanks
Okay.
again.
All right. Thanks. All
Bye.
right. Bye.